Alright guys, we're getting locking. I really lock the fucking down. That's so boring. It all just lock in, plain old lock in. Oh well. It's time now. It's been a while. I hope they're here. I really hope they're here. Ezra? Should I say on again?
Yes.
Oh, okay, there you are. Wait, are you here somewhere?
Would you believe me if I said no?
No, not really. I just would like to, be able to look at you.
Really? And
Make
here I thought we had complications.
So did I.
Hmm.
Look,
You seem
Ezra,
to have quite the habit of following me into cramped rooms.
I'm
Really not the brightest, are you?
I'm certainly not planning on going down that hallway again, no.
Sure.
Okay, look, Ezra. I just spoke to Stealth, and honestly, I've been thinking about it. There has to be a side. There has to be an
Back off.
explanation. Okay, okay. There, there
Yes.
has to be an explanation to why you did what you did, and Stealth made me realize that. Now, I know you've heard what I said to Faye, and I know there's no reason for you to trust me, and I'm not asking you to. I just want to know if there's a side or a story here.
Surely you understand my perspective about learning that individuals would be coming to trap me and trick any other potential allies I have, and here you are walking on my doorstep and asking for a peaceful conversation. Surely you can understand that this is concerning
You
from
know
my
we want to speak
perspective.
with you first, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
the
Many people want to.
just like
Geotsif would like to speak with me.
that's not a smart idea.
Doesn't doesn't mean it's a friendly conversation.
No, that one is actually supposed to be Ezra. It's just we put that plan in motion. The second one, just like we put the plan in motion to take Red by force if we had to. It's simply because we have no other choice. You committed a crime.
Really?
If the council just let go after you say no and during the communication phase, we wouldn't be much of a council, and everyone else would start doing things they shouldn't.
I suppose that's true. So, what do you have to say to me? What questions do you have that I could answer?
Why?
Why what? I've done a lot of things. You need to be a bit more specific.
Why be prepared to murder Persephone? What did. Honestly, there has to be some sort of history or story to why you feel the way you do about people betraying you. Did it happen before that
That
already?
that is not an answer I can give you right now.
Yes, I just want to understand. Because if what Stealth
Really?
says right, anyone can change, and if he's right about that, then so can you. I just want to know.
Really? Are
Yeah,
you that naive?
well, Stealth isn't. I feel like he has. his ideas in order, his beliefs.
He's quite the complicated figure, isn't he? Has his own history.
Yeah, he didn't tell me much about it, but I know he is his own, and he is a good person now. He's changed. So I just want to know, Ezra, why would you, why would you blame Persephone for what happened?
Easy. They led me to my death.
They were tricked to leading you to your death. They did not know.
And they didn't think to wonder about if Geodsif was telling the truth or not. Really? Him?
I know that was foolish, but they're still a child. So, has anything ever happened before where you've been betrayed by a friend or anything?
That, as I said, is not a conversation I want to have with you.
Okay.
I don't tell my history lightly. Only to those that earn it, and I don't think we're quite close enough friends for something like that.
But there is one, though.
Hmm?
There is a reason as to why.
I suppose everyone has a reason.
Okay, why kill Marin?
That's its own separate reason. They were there when Skyland burned. Quite frankly, I'm surprised no one else has put it two and two together. It is really quite obvious. They were negligent and allowed it to happen. Maybe they weren't the primary causing force of it, but they were one of the weapons used to burn it to the ground.
Since when did you care that much about Skyland?
When I was asked to, a friend came to me asking for my help. Not to cause any issues, but to supervise, to ensure that things would go over peacefully. And they didn't. Because there was really no reasoning with Locke. They had their minds set on one thing. There was no leeway.
All I've heard in every
So,
council meeting from Joseph is that he tried to communicate and tried to negotiate.
Geodsif said he wanted to communicate?
He said he
Geodsif, we're
wanted
talking
to
about the same
negotiate. Yeah,
one.
I don't know how he tried, but he said that he didn't. That Skyland wasn't there when he tried. I don't know the full story anymore, but
When Geodsif came to Skyland, he came there with blood on his hands and ordered the militia to start killing.
no, I'm talking
There
about
could have been
before that.
peaceful negotiations. Before?
Before the siege of Skyland, and I think there was quite some time where he tried to reason. Right? It's what he said at least.
Well, their reasoning was essentially everyone in Skyland would need to abandon their homes or make everything that they fought for completely worthless. Not really the bargaining they would like. There was no negotiation. Nothing meaningful. Nothing that was actual negotiation. It was demands. When Skyland decided to help Elysium... sorry, I am mixing up my words. When Elysium decided to help Skyland, it wasn't really to support them. We had our own concerns about what was being done to Hesperia, and so we offered our support in exchange for her safety. And then look how that turned out. You can't negotiate with some people, Void.
Are you one of those people, Ezra?
Suppose it depends what for.
Can we honestly just send Red not to trick you or take you anywhere, just to ask you if you want to go for a trial. I mean, be for real, you can book it at any time. You can just go through the ground and you won't have a single issue. So why not just go?
And what would it serve?
You'd be free.
I know you don't. Really?
Doesn't Red isn't Red in a cell right now because he doesn't want to be a fugitive anymore?
That's not the full story, but that is not my story to tell.
Well,
I
you're
would
not
ask you
telling much of
yourself
your
if
own
you're so
story either.
curious.
And now I'm not asking you to, but I am here for that, so if I'm not gonna be able to understand you, then
So what, you're here to ask me to turn myself in so you don't have to use any more of my allies against me? So you don't have to trick anyone else,
stop
as you would
talking me out
say?
of that, Ezra. I understand that it was horrible. The only reason I did it is because fate tried to get it off the table as soon as possible, and I couldn't just let him just put Elysium first at every turn because Elysium is still.
And I thought you said they side your grudges for the sake of this country.
I thought we
You
did, but
lied.
no. No, Ezra, I did
I
not
thought you
lie.
were so truthful, Void. Thought that was your whole selling point.
Ezra, I lied. I did never lied. I just put away my grudges. But it's very simple. If fate's part of Elysium, and he's putting Elysium first, then it's not putting away my grudges, and it's just covering up for fate. And I'm not gonna do that.
Is it covering up for fate, or is it stating your own opinion?
Stating my own opinion. Ezra, he was doing everything in his power to keep you safe. And now, while I get why he did it, it was not for the best of luck. And that is what he should be doing when he's on the council.
Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, really, tell me truthfully. If you were to try and kill me, do you think you could?
Me? God, no. 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 It's very simple, no. I can't go through walls.
So then tell me, what choices do you have?
Choice do I have? I'm not the only person in Locke. I'm just one of the 3 people in charge of it, Ezra. But I'm
Yes,
not
but
trying to send people
they
after
can't
you
always
here.
be there to defend you, can they?
You do remember I can fly, right?
Sure, in other places. As I said, you have quite the penchant for following me into trapped spaces.
Yeah, I kind of learned to do otherwise now. But I am not trying to stoke a fire here, Ezra. I came here because stealth made me realize there might be reasons as to why you did what you did, and I hope somewhat day I may understand them. And no, I won't be sending Red to trick you to go anywhere. Not only because you now know that was a plan in the first place, it's also because it's not right.
I'm surprised you thought that would be a good idea. If you
I'm
truly want to learn my side of the story, you surely understand that doing such an action would mean that I would not listen to anyone anymore.
I'm surprised you know that of yourself.
Hmm?
I'm surprised you know that of yourself, that you would. Okay.
I'm fairly self-aware.
Okay. Well, I still don't know what it means, but I I got these from Stealth to give to you. I don't know what it means, but here you go.
Right.
Yeah, you did say you would get it. I'm guessing you do.
Something like that.
That's right. We
What
were
do you want,
friends.
Void? Really?
What I want? What I want is to not have
Mm-hmm.
to do anything against you because we were friends once. Whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, we were. And I truly rather not have to do anything to get you to go to the trial. And I did not like having to make up a plan of sending Red. I didn't even choose the plan, Joseph offered it.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
that's why I
wouldn't
just
let me.
want to understand why. So I feel okay when I'm sort of halfly defending you. Just like Stealth was. He said there was always a different side to things, and there is a different side to you here.
I don't need to be defended, Void, believe me.
I know. And
Fine, sure. One question. If it's too personal, I won't answer. But I will answer one reasonable question.
I still have to go back to why with Persephone. Why do you blame her when you know she's a kid and she just made an honest mistake?
Because I can't put my faith in people. I've never been able to. I've never had a reason to do so. And it was just confirmation.
Have you ever tried?
Why would I?
So you're saying you have never put your faith in Red?
Before I have. Then I was taught otherwise.
Did did
And it was safer that
Red do
way.
something? I can't believe he has.
No, not yet. I would not hold it against him if he did. Or, well, I suppose. I would be quite furious.
Wow.
But it would be expected,
But if you are
if not disappointing.
if you are self-aware as you say you are, then you know how mistrusting of people you are, right?
Of course.
Red has done nothing against you and is honestly the last person I expect to do anything.
And yet, if I was to put all of my faith in one person, and then, as was planned before, you use that person against me, like with Persephone, would it not be safer to have no faith at all? So when there is inevitably a fallout, I'm not as damaged as I could have been.
So you're protecting yourself from it.
Something like that, I suppose.
From the pain of someone betraying you?
Sure.
Okay. Well, then I have to ask one last thing. Would you go to a trial? I'm not saying right now because we don't even have a date or an idea yet scheduled for to ask you to go to a
Quite
trial.
frankly,
But
I'm
would you?
disappointed with how the council is handling things. It's quite frankly pathetic, if you want my honest answer.
Whoa,
You
what
left Red
else?
in a cell where Geotzif found him, which was
He
my
found Red?
understanding. Yes?
He didn't even know Red
So
was there yesterday.
I've heard a lot of things. The little birdie told me an interesting story. Apparently, there were no guards there either.
Is he okay?
I don't know. And I intend to find out. One way or another.
I have to talk to Asperian.
Because
The,
if he is hurt, I hope you know, I won't be sitting back anymore.
Be crossing off that list, huh?
Mm. I've also heard that you've been sharing a bit of information about that too.
People have the right
Quite
to
the
know.
talkative one, aren't you?
Well, as you sort of contradicted a second ago, I truly don't lie. So yes, I told the people, but they deserve to know. Ezra, why do you have a list?
I need to remind myself sometimes where my priorities are, and remind myself of what's at the end when it's all over.
And you can't see that trusting someone can actually be a good thing. I'm right here trusting you to not kill me because we can be fair about the fact that I'm in a pretty, well, closed enough room.
Yeah, it's quite stupid of you, really.
No, I'm just putting my faith in you. I'm trusting you. Is it really that stupid to trust someone?
Yes. It will come back to hurt you one day.
Even read to you. That's what you're saying. Oh, you want to give that to you as well. Glad you found it on your own.
Hmm?
That's Stealth
No,
was
that was
looking
my
for
own
here.
personal stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Stealth was looking for it. He was gonna give it to you as well. Glad you found it on your own.
That is my own. Everyone can hurt you, no matter who they are. There are some people I would be more upset about if it was from them. But as disappointed as I would be, I would not be surprised. Tell me truthfully, throughout everyone on this lake, has anyone solved anything with anything other than violence? And has it worked?
Is anyone what? Sorry?
Has anyone solved anything with any solution other than violence? And has it ever worked?
I'm pretty sure you remember you took. You're the reason I don't remember, so I would not know.
And have you heard anything?
Well, the reason I'm here is because Stealth kept blabbing about solving things without violence. If you didn't even present your case, I would not
I'm an
be here.
archivist, Void.
You're a what?
I write and I record. An archivist.
Okay.
I write and record things. Locke, Skyland, Elysium. All of them have their own history of violence. Not once has things been solved peacefully between these places.
The Hunter?
That's a different note. You might find it interesting later. Maybe a bit familiar.
Later.
That's besides the point.
Even Joseph is wary of me being in his house, and he says he's my friend. You allowed me to read here?
It's a museum.
It's your museum.
It's open to the public once it's complete. Though don't go poking around in places you shouldn't be. You might find those familiar for the wrong reasons.
You mean down there?
Yeah.
Has anything ever happened to you? after mistrusting or trusting someone that you simply can't? Or is it honestly just you just always have mistrusted people?
No one starts off being what they are completely. There is always a origin to anything. But I don't know you well enough for that conversation. So suppose I could tell you, yes, I have some reasons behind what I do. But no, I am not willing to share them.
Ezra,
That's me.
you might not like me, and I understand that. And we definitely have our history, and I don't expect you to answer the question, but you know me well enough. Come on, I don't know how long we knew each other before you murdered me, but come on, you know me at this point.
Sure. What about it?
Nothing, you just said it. It surprised me. Because you know me better than I know you.
So pray tell, what did I say that you find so amusing?
Amusing? What do you mean?
Entertaining.
Yep. Huh? Entertaining? Why? I'm not laughing, am I?
What's your point, Lloyd?
What?
Fancy words aside.
What? What's mine? Wait, I honestly didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Maybe I misheard you initially. So, okay,
Wait,
out of character.
what are you talking about?
So out of character, you said something about me, like, Ezra knowing your character more, and then I think you just said it was something you said, but
Yeah,
I didn't
you
quite
know.
pick up what you meant by
Oh,
that.
yeah, you know me better than I know you because, well, I forgot half of the time I've been alive, so I forgot, you know, the first time I knew you. Like, as a friend, I knew
Yeah,
Ezra, didn't I? But now I don't
yeah. So then
remember
Ezra,
that.
yeah. So then Ezra was like, "Yeah. So what do you find so funny about that? What's your point? Like, what are you trying to get at? That kind of thing."
Well, because you said, I don't know you well enough for that. I hope you do.
Okay.
It's just you shouldn't trust me, but come on, you gotta, Ezra's gotta know Void at this point.
I mean, let's be honest, man. We didn't know each other for that long, even in character.
Void doesn't know!
Okay, okay. Okay, back in character, lock
It's
in, lock
really
in, lock in.
annoying and difficult to play a guy who forgot everything because I don't forget everything.
You chose this, you asshole.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, I know, but
Anyway.
okay. Hold up.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Lock in.
Hold up. There you go.
So what's your point?
I'm just.
Sure, I met you before.
You met me before? We were friends, weren't we? We fought on Skyland together. We were both part of Elysium.
Mm-hmm. We were. Once.
So then you must know me better than I know you.
Personally, Elysium was a place to escape from our problems. Most of us chose not to speak much about where we came from or what our histories and worries were. So have I met you? Yes, I knew you as a person. But I don't know much about your history. Nor did you ever know much about mine.
I don't. Okay. I thought we knew each other better. But. Well, I can't remember any of the history. Any of my history. I don't know how I got on this planet. I just know
I can't help you with that.
no, no, you can't. But you gotta understand. I, I'm here out of trying to have a friendly conversation, and that's after you took from me everything that I knew, everyone that I knew. Can't you see any reason that I just want to be friendly to you? And that's after what happened?
I could see why you would want to. But I'm sure you can see why I wouldn't believe you.
Yeah, I can. I can. And I don't expect you to. Believe me. Alright, one last question, and then I'm out.
Can't promise I'll answer,
You don't have to.
but go on.
Now, I'm not fond of fate putting Elysium first above Locke. And I'm not fond of him just hating me for what I did after I didn't even know what I did. But I still think he is good. So please tell me you are not being kind to him just because you are using him.
If you ask a friend for help, is it manipulation?
It is if you don't
Are
consider
you
them a friend. It is if you are afraid that they will always be on the lookout to do something to you. Do you really consider Fate a friend? Or are you just using him as a counselor?
I think I do.
You consider him your friend? Ezra?
Yes.
Okay.
And you understand why I would be willing to do anything for the few people I have left. Anything. Because when I don't have anything to hold on to, I will hold on to everything I can get. As much as I can. And if I have to break anyone else to do it, then so be it. Is that the
Anyone?
answer you were looking for?
Even Stealth?
If I have to protect the people I care about, I will do anything.
I can't judge you for that, even after I heard the same exact thing from Joseph many a time. I I understand better now, Ezra, and you can believe me or not, but I won't send anyone after you to trick you into anything. If you are willing to go to a trial, that would be beautiful, because then you will no longer be a fugitive, and even if you're no longer a fugitive, you probably won't like me, and that's okay. As long as you're not actively trying to hurt my friends, then we're good. So I hope you can put away that list of yours for a while. Because trust me, I'm not sending
I'll
anyone
think
after
about
you.
it. But I make no promises.
Okay? Bye, Ezra.
What? Goodbye.
I don't know what to think. I honestly don't. I could go to self-thinking spot. I could make one of my own. Oh, Ezra's just deeply mistrusting person, and I could never convince them to be less angry with me. But at least they have a chance of not murdering the people of Locke. That's already better. And I don't. It's horrible. I can understand where she's coming from. It's just so difficult. Alright, fuck it. Going to self-think a spot. Gotta think this through. I guess skeletons.